Well, guys, it finally happened. I had somebody ghost me and not return rental equipment. Let's get into it. Hi, I'm Emily. I own a handful of side hustles. On TikTok, I show you how you can make money from home running side hustles as a beginner. So follow along if you're interested. Okay, so I've been doing this party rental side hustle for over 10 months now. One of the main questions I always get asked is how do you make sure people bring your items back, and how many times has someone just not brought something back? Up until this point, 10 months, never happened. This is the first time. And I always want to be transparent with you guys and let you know what I'm learning and evolving and sharing all that. So this is part of it. I always knew that at some point it would happen. I have been watching party rental businesses and learning from them for the last couple of years before I ever even got into starting this. And so I know it's part of the territory. That's something that I have seen over and over again from a bunch of different party rental people is like, people always find a way to rip you off. It's going to happen at some point, but you just got to be prepared and do the best you can to cover your bases. I always get a security deposit, the signed rental contract, and a card on file. And I really honestly believe that those are the things that minimize this happening. Like I said, 10 months, never happened until now, but nothing is foolproof. I did make a mistake on this one, and I'm going to tell you guys what it is. So I thought I had disabled Apple Pay on Stripe everywhere I needed to, because what you need to know with Apple Pay is that you cannot go in and charge their card through Apple Pay without their permission. So I had disabled it on my platform, I thought, but there was one spot I had not accurately disabled it in Stripe. And so this customer was able to use Apple Pay, and I could not go back in and charge their card. So something to know. And it's not foolproof. Stripe, there are some restrictions to going in and charging cards. So you need to look into this yourself and know what risk you're comfortable with. It's never 100%. But doing those things tends to weed out the people that are going to try to rip you off. So just keep that in mind. Okay, so here's how we proceeded, and here's how I will always proceed. We have cameras all over our property. This is not a secret, and I will reach out and let the customer know. You pick this stuff up. We have very clear footage of the person that picked up the items. I have your full name. I have your address. We have the make, model, and very clear license plate shots of your car. I will just turn this over to the police as theft, because that's what it is. Then once there's a police report, I can also file a civil claim against you, which I will also do because I'm a little bit petty and I don't let this stuff slide. Now, here's the caveat to all of this. This person was not behaving in any way that was indicative that they would not return this. They were actually texting me over the weekend and letting me know, hey, we got this pulled out, and one of the barricades has like a very slow leak. So we put tape over it and it's holding air, but we just want you to know, because our rental contract stipulates when you start to use the items, if something is wrong, you need to let us know, or so we do not charge you when we check those items back in. So typically I would think if somebody was going to not return it, why would they take the time to text us? With that in mind, that's how I proceeded. Everything should be returned Monday night by 8 p.m. At 8 p.m. I reached out and said, hey, I haven't heard from you and these items aren't back. When are you planning on getting these back to me? Because I will not automatically usually just charge a late fee. I like to work with people. Tuesday morning, still hadn't heard anything. I called them. They sent me straight to voicemail. Tuesday evening, I text again and said, hey, I truly hope everything is okay with your family. Emergencies can come up. Things happen. You know, we haven't heard from you, but I do need to hear back about the rental equipment. Still nothing. By Wednesday, that's when I said, okay, here, I really hope everything is okay with everybody and that, you know, maybe there's something going on. This is just a misunderstanding, but I do need to let you know how we proceed from here. If I do not hear from you by tomorrow, then I will be turning over the footage we have of you that's very clear, picking up the items, your address, the signed rental contract, make, model, and license plate of the car to the police. I will be turning that over as theft and filing a police report, and then we can move forward with civil action as well. This is all true. This is how we do it. And those are the things that is just the final step. I still haven't heard from them. Kind of odd, but it is what it is. This is a learning experience for me. I went in and made sure to turn off Apple Pay and Stripe. And also my bad, because I should be checking all these charges as they come in. And I have been so busy, I haven't, and I would have seen the Apple Pay was still enabled if I would have done that. So want to let you guys know what's going on. I always want to be transparent, especially when I learn new things, so that I can pass them along to you. Okay, ask me any questions you've got.